Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The Rick is gonna go. Classic Conversations with JT and Low. Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Konversations with JT and Low. Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Konversations with JT and Low.
Hey, yo, y'all know what it is, man. A little late, but it is what it is. As you can see, I got it on my shirt. It's time for Classic Konversations with JT and Low.
And that's a cop.
Hey, man, we live right now on YouTube. Listen, people, I need you to hit that button over there. It's a little heart. Just hit it. The rest of the buttons are going to come up. Then you can hit all the buttons, because when you hit the buttons, it's going to help our
algorithm
go up. You guys are out there. You rocking with Shay. You rocking with Ocho. You rocking with Gilbert Arenas. You're rocking with the Breakfast Club. Rock with Classic Konversations with JT and Low.
And that's a cop.
Yeah, do that. Telling you people, you need to go ahead and do it right now, because, you know, right now it's free. But I'm telling you right now, y'all going to be asking us to come someplace to do a podcast, and we're going to have to charge you. Right now, we might come for a drink and something to eat. So you need to go and get that, make that happen.
Trying to say we're a cheap date right now.
Right now, we're a cheap date. Yeah, right now, we're a cheap date. Yeah, we ain't putting out, but we're a cheap date. We're a cheap date. We're going to string you along a little bit, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Listen, people, we are on Spotify. We are also on Amazon Music. What we do is we're going to do the podcast. We're going to chop it up. Then we're going to put the subject matter back out there so you can actually ask other people to go ahead and subscribe so that they can actually get the notifications. They can see what we talked about tonight. Angelo.
What's up, brother?
How you doing, guy?
All is well, man. Like I told y'all, man, I just got back had a quick turnaround to Jacksonville, man. So shout out to my brother Frank Davis and the family. You know what I mean? Condolences to the loss of their mother, mommy, abuela, all the names that she is in out there. But yeah, man. Other than that, man, good weekend, man. The Avenue grand opening was this past Saturday. We're at the day party. Going forward every Saturday at 1 o'clock, the day party is going to be on at the Avenue, man. It wasn't just a one-time event. My girl, Portia Madre, when she came on the podcast, she the one who brought Charleston White to her. She decorated over there, man. And when I say she got the vibe, oh, y'all got to go look at it. But she changed the whole room around, man. It's a dope vibe now, man. So, yeah, Saturday day party, man, at the Avenue. And Omar Gooden this weekend, Uptown Comedy Corner. You know Omar, Cuba Gooden, brother.
Real?
You know what I mean? Dude that knocked everybody out and gave him spankings on Baby Boy, movie Baby Boy. Yeah, he'll be headlining this weekend, man. So, all is well, brother.
Hey, listen, I'm telling y'all, the venue is crazy over there. I'm telling you, come up and check it out. It's a deck outside. You got the inside area. The baked potato is crazy.
On point, that Alfredo.
Telling you, it is crazy. So make sure that you come up, check that out. Ask a Cop, how you doing, girl?
Good, man. Good. It was a good week. Chill, watched the draft. Rain kind of fucked up a fishing trip, but other than that, I was just chilling, man.
Well, since you went there, the NFL draft.
Say nice segue, huh?
Yeah, nice little segue you went there. Okay, I guess, our teams, I'm a Giants fan, Steelers fan, Eagles fan. So how do you think your teams did, in regards to the draft?
Eagles is on point, man. It's almost like Falcons gonna fuck up some kind of way to help the Eagles. Because Eagles is like there's nowhere in the world they should have that the number one quarterback in the draft should have dropped. But they just said everything we needed we got. And we got Saquon, so we good to go at running back. it's going to be a battle.
Okay.
I agree that the Eagles did a great draft. They got both the corners that we were looking at, not one but both of them. So they got two guys. I think both are going to develop into be really, really good corners. Like I said, having Saquon, to lose the back he had and bring Saquon, I mean, it's like I would say it's a upgrade. Although boy was balling last year, it's probably the best running season he had. What's his name again? Swift, DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, Swift.
From last 2
He
years,
in Chicago
he been
now.
running out of control. Yeah, but now he's in Chicago.
Yeah.
Who I think had another
great
team
draft.
that had
Yeah.
a great draft.
They
Oh,
did.
man, if they could have set Fields up the way they set that
Oh
boy
man,
up,
they set
God.
they set Caleb up nicely, man.
Yeah, they did.
I mean,
He
they
may do the same thing old boy from Texas did, man. Shout
yeah,
out.
they have.
Yeah, they set him up
If he
nice.
can do that, it would be impressive. What C.J. Stroud did, I've said over and over again, is an anomaly, man. That just doesn't happen. You've had teams, quarterbacks who won as rookies,
Yeah.
but
not
this
like
kid
What he did.
played a role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Ben went on a nice run as a rookie due to injury, but it was due to the defense. It was due to the surround. This kid,
Led them offensively
this kid was the real deal.
with no-name receivers.
And the first real quarterback out of Ohio State to do it. Yeah, Ohio State fans. All y'all quarterbacks have sucked going to NFL. They
Facts.
just have.
Yeah.
They you can go down the list.
Yeah.
All the way
Facts.
back to Troy, what's man who won the Heisman? I mean,
No, Art Schliessler was
none
one
of
really
them guys.
And you know what? Why you
They don't develop. They don't because when you are running crossing routes with 4-2, 4-3 receiver, your receiver just better than everybody else. You know what I mean? But the quarterback was just hitting crossing routes. But they weren't never that good. What you about to say?
Caleb will be one of the. I think he'll be the second quarterback out of USC if he does well to actually do well. USC is another one. Their quarterbacks don't do well. The only one that done well was my man at Cincinnati that
Carson
got
Palmer.
Carson Palmer. Other than that, USC
Yeah, you
quarterbacks
think
haven't
about it,
done
yeah.
well.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I
they
ain't
won
thought about
Heisman
USC.
trophies and everything, and come in and
Mac Liner
suck.
didn't do
Matt Lyon didn't do
Yeah.
jack.
Nah,
I mean, it was all right.
maybe all right.
He wasn't
I wouldn't
the
say
hype
decent.
of
Look,
a US
I wouldn't say decent. I say all right.
Yeah,
He's still he
he
will
wasn't
forever
totally garbage, but
he would forever be the butt fumble.
yeah.
He will forever be the butt fumble.
No, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about the
Yeah,
USC.
USC. Yeah, so if
But,
Caleb,
you know.
and me, I've never been. I just don't. I don't know. I don't see the hype with Caleb. I'm be honest with you. I see.
Really?
I don't see him. No, I don't see him being that guy that they're putting him out to be. He's confident as ever. You know.
I think he's on, man, because you got to look at his body of work at Oklahoma. So the dude can improvise, but he can drop back and pass. But he kept him in the game by himself.
I give you
They didn't
that.
have a D. Everybody
I give
was
you
dropping
that.
back. The nickel stayed in the game, so hey, he was doing it. He did his thing.
Yeah, I thought he did a lot of things off. What they say? Off
script.
Off script. And you know, when you're athletic and you got some athletic receivers, you can do things off script. I just need to see him doing it on timing and play. I ain't look at a lot of USC football neither, so
I think the kid is pretty dynamic. I think sometimes he did try to do too much because he knew
He
his
had
kid-
to do it?
Yeah, but I mean, at one point, man, I mean, he literally was like the Patrick Mahomes of college football. The way he improvised, the arm strength, the just the different things he was doing. I mean, the kid has a lot of upside to him. You know, if he comes in humble
really.
and really, you know what I mean?
He got a little bit of
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. Them boys in the NFL will humble you quick.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't.
I mean, he's
He's
supposedly texted his punter and told him, "Hey man, just chill. You ain't gonna be doing a lot of punting this year."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, when I say humble, I mean humble in terms of
Learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
Humble in
coming
terms
out
Yeah,
there,
'cause
you know.
not think you because they hyped you up to be that guy, you come in as that guy. Because I just learned recently, a lot of guys from the Steel organization have been saying that about Kenny Pickett, of how cocky
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah.
You know
He
what I
got
mean?
upset when he benched. He thought he should have started the
Yeah.
last couple games.
Yeah, but
Not
they
that it would've
said he
helped
had that
him.
kind of demeanor prior to, though. You know what I mean? And it's because he was a pit guy. They saw him grow up, so they probably been kind of, all
we
that,
got the pit guy
you know what I
hometown.
mean?
Yeah,
And so he probably kind of got uppity a little too soon, you know what I mean? And like I said, NFL have a way of humbling you, man.
You got up all the way out of there now.
Quick, them grown men playing for their families, man.
Huh? Yeah. They got to deal with them.
Well, my Giants, I thought we did well. Love the receiver we got. We got some safety help, which we really, really needed.
What receiver
We got Neighbors.
Who's going to throw him the ball? Your neighbors?
I don't plan on making the playoffs this year anyway. So
Who's going to throw him the ball, though?
Yeah.
Were you surprised that y'all didn't get a quarterback?
I was.
You were?
Yeah, I was. I thought we was going to get one during the off season. I really did think that we was going to get one then. I found out some more things about that dude contract, that dude from Duke. It's not, they can actually let him go after this year, and the cap hit is not as severe. So I thought we would draft someone to sit behind him this year, then go forward type of deal. So, but I like the piece that we did. You know, I like the running back that we got. We got the running back out of Penn State. I think it was Penn State. We got a running back out of Penn State. No, not a star, but I like the building pieces that we did. Again, we're rebuilding, period. So that part, you know, I didn't expect for us to make a big splash, but I did think we was going to get a quarterback sometime. Now, let's move over.
They really have committed to your quarterback, man.
Well, yeah, when they gave him that money, they had to. You can't give a man $100 million and then not.
Not Broncos don't feel that way. Thank you, Broncos.
Hey, bruh. Hey, and they still paying him. That's good point.
Thank you, Broncos.
Yeah, I wish our owners thought the same way, but you know, our owners try and prove themselves right.
That's what the
No
problem is.
matter what they draft, they're going to show you that they knew what they were doing.
That's what the problem is.
But let's shift to here. Have y'all been seeing what's going on with our boy Prime?
We're not going to talk about the Falcons.
I was scared about the same thing.
Let's go to Falcons first. Then we can go to Falcons first.
My God,
and I know we got a little bit of debate on this one because I know what Angelo think in regards to it, and I understand what you're saying, Angelo. So I'm gonna let you get there. But I just think the Falcons have basically cemented themselves on having the best tailgate in the NFL ever. That's what Atlanta is going to be known for. The tailgate in Atlanta is crazy, yo. I'm telling you, it is crazy.
It was crazy, though, man. When I saw that pick, I was like, what the you brought in Cousins, who a lot of people thought, you saw what Pittsburgh stole Fields for. I think you paid for a good quarterback that can make a lot of passing yards, but he's not a winner. He's had a lot of talent around him. But even if you go with that, I will give him that. But you did that because they were saying the whole time, we think we have a talent to win right now. All the close games last year, they got beat on the deep ball, and they got beat because they would score, and the team would drive the length of the field and kick a field goal or get a touchdown and beat them. What is that telling you need? Not a $30 million quarterback that's going to be sitting on the bench for the next 3 years. They should have gotten you had the boy from Alabama outside linebacker. You had
that's where I thought they were going.
Who Philly got. There were so many other players that they could have reached out and got at that point.
I really thought they was going defensive linemen. I'd love the Cousins pickup. I just don't like the money that they gave him. But I think Cousins was the right quarterback for them, for Atlanta. I just don't believe the money that they gave him. Cousins hasn't. I mean, it's an Achilles. Them things pop, they pop. But he hasn't been a quarterback that's been off injured. That's one thing you can say. I just don't think you should have gave him that money because he was coming off the Achilles.
Yeah, because that
and then to come back and draft. And I'm happy for the kid because he's about to get some good guaranteed money, especially because they kept pushing him down the draft because of the injury concerns. So I'm happy for him. But the problem is, if Kirk Cousins doesn't get hurt, he doesn't see the field. Now, some people may say, well, that's good. He get money for free. But these kids, they want to play. So
First game when you guys up by 1 and they drive the length of the field, going deep because no DBs and no safety over the top. We're gonna see what happens. But I just think there's too much. Grady's coming back off of injury, and shout out Rockdale County Grady. But how would you not get some help from him? The whole time the guy's been there, he's had to do it all. And you don't have anybody that can take some of that pressure off of them, but you got to block out. He's doubled and triple teamed,
So
center, guard.
So go ahead, Angela. I know it's itching you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So listen, right? I get what everybody's saying. And I was in here with Dwayne when it happened. I saw his disgust level. All right. But here's been my argument, right? You weren't going, you didn't have the top 3 or 5 picks. You knew that going into the draft. You got Kirk Cousins on the offseason with, the thought process of certain people that aren't going to be available, right? You look at the draft, and this is what I've been saying all the time. There was no one on that defensive draft board that were home runs, that were out of the park. This guy right here is a stud. This guy right here is going to lead our team for the next 5-10 years. This guy right here, there was no one that. And you know how you know that wasn't? Because look how many offensive players went in the draft before the first defensive player went. It was like 14-something deep, bro.
Yeah, but
that
you
lets
right.
you
So
know.
much
Hold
offensive
on.
talent.
That
You're right.
lets you know that there was no guaranteed studs in that draft. So now when the Falcons draft came up, it's like, well, what's there as far as defensive linemen, defensive ends, what's out there, we can probably get the same quality in the next couple rounds. But we need a future quarterback. And we're not going to make the same mistake that 90% of NFL teams make. 90% of them, bruh. They don't have a backup plan. They don't have concession plan for their quarterback. Only ones who've done it, succession. Thank you, sir. Green Bay Packers have done it and have done it extremely well. You know what I mean? 49ers have done it. I got you. Very few teams have a succession plan for their quarterback. And that's why y'all know like I know. You both have teams that won Super. How hard it is to replace your franchise quarterback. It is a very difficult task to replace your franchise quarterback. So the Falcons looked and said, well, hey, they ain't no 100% guarantees in the defense. This kid right here is the real deal. This kid right here might be able to lead us. And he's coming off injuries, coming off all this, but look what he did his senior year. And he don't have to start right away. I think it's a brilliant move by the Falcons. And Raheem loves him, and he fits the scheme that they want to run. I thought it was a brilliant move. It was a brilliant move based on all the scenarios I just presented. And in 3 years, Michael Penix, 2 years, 3 years, Michael Penix Jr. is going to lead the Falcons to the playoffs and have them in the Super Bowl contention in the first couple of years, man. That dude is that good. And now you can build around him.
I would say he will see the field 3 to 4 years from now.
3 years max. Unless Kirk Cousins win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, Michael Penix Jr. will be the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons year 2027.
So you think they'll
2027.
You think they'll take that financial hit?
Absolutely. Listen.
I don't see it.
Listen,
dog.
JT.
Blake wanna
if
win,
you look
boy.
at the contract,
Awful
he's
wanna
getting
win.
$100 million the first 2 years. After that $100 million gone, bro, there's nothing else left. He's getting $50 million up front. He get another $50 million next year. That's it. That's the hit. That's the hit. The hit's over with at that point. Look at the contract. I'm just telling you. Look at the contract. The contract is a 4-year contract, but 80% of the money is paid out in the first 2 years.
If they would have drafted a quarterback in the second round, I could see it being brilliant. When you talk about
Who you gonna
it
draft in
being-
the second round?
Now that I don't know,
Yeah, 'cause
but
the people
either
talks
way,
about
The second round is not going to be your franchise quarterback.
either way,
I think Rattler's gonna
but
be-
wait now, Rodgers didn't come in the first round.
Aaron Rodgers was the last
Which
pick
one?
of the first round.
Love. I'm sorry, Love didn't come in the first.
Yes, he
Love,
was.
Love
Yes,
was
he
the first round.
Yes,
First
he
round.
was.
At the end of the first round. There you go. So here we go. When Rodgers was drafted, Favre had already been there how many years? So you knew he was going out. When Love was drafted, Rodgers had already been there for a couple of years, so you knew he was going out.
What's the relevance of going out? We know Kurt Warner is 30-something years old, bro. He's going out. He's going out. But you don't have no.
Not with the way not with the way the defense is.
Oh no, man. Dude, listen, when you come off an Achilles injury, your time, sir. What they say on the draft, you're on the clock. You're on the clock.
All I'm saying is people
clock,
going to watch every defensive player. Anybody in the NFL that turns it out as a rookie, people going to compare that to the Falcons pick. And we better not get beat deep, and we better have something that remotely resembles a pass rush. That's all I got.
Y'all watch. Watch what I tell you. We're gonna y'all know this stuff is saved.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be like, man, Lowe said that jump, man.
Yeah. And if that's the case, I will be up here with a very expensive cigar for him. How much time we got?
It's time.
It's time. All right.
I'll read y'all comments when we come back.
We're gonna get to Prime maybe towards the end because boy, they own him over there. And,
I think if it was anybody else, they wouldn't be saying shit.
Of course, but I mean it's Prime.
We asked for it too.
Listen, you can't be Prime.
Commercial, my bad.
You can't. Yeah. You can't. But I'm saying you can't be Prime and not be expected to talk about it. We'll be right back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lowe.
And that's a call.
So would you date a woman that like other women? But okay, all right.
We get the best of what? Come on now.
That's
like having that's like saying that you not gonna agree to a poly. So one woman, that's it.
For me in relationships,
but you can have one more. You and your girl in the club. You and your girl in the club and see a good looking woman. You want to slide on it. Your girl not insecure and she want it too. Come on, man. No.
If I see a future with a lady, I prefer for her to be heterosexual. That's just
cool
me though.
Too.
Like that's just me. Like, but
if she like pretty women,
I look at different because when you start muddying up the water, and then the next time that girlfriend go out, you don't know what she messing with.
It got to be boundaries. It got to be levels.
Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lowe. You never know which way to rap. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lowe. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lowe. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lowe. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lowe. You never know which way the rhetoric. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lowe. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go.
Interesting.
All right, Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Lowe.
And that's a cop.
Listen, man, we back. We about to get into this thing about Stephen A. Smith, some of the comments he made. But first, I think you want to go over those comments you got there?
Real quick, I just saw it. Number one said, "Yep, live at 8:55." Yeah, we're a little tardy tonight. You know, y'all know when the cat's away.
Right. You know,
Producer's not here, and we.
Yeah.
I was here on time, but some more people.
I'm gonna get that link posted. My mom and my aunts were on Portsmouth Coffee this morning with James Overton, talking about their lives in Portsmouth. That was pretty dope. Let's see, I'll get that link. She said it did Justin Fields dirty. See how they learn to cater with all his weapons. Yep. Michigan won the draft. Well, I ain't seen that yet. Number one, but if I see it, I'll get it.
Yeah, Michigan won the draft.
But yeah, we definitely won the draft. Yeah. I mean, the national champs.
Yeah.
Mom said everyone stay prayed up. Yeah, someone will, someone won't. Jasper said too many on the Falcon roster for a backup QB. Too many questions on that Falcon roster for a backup QB. If they want a QB that early, don't sign Cousins at all. But they didn't know they were going to get him. That's the thing.
Shot at him, yeah.
They didn't know that he was going to be there.
I do believe that.
Cousins, you had to sign someone.
I do believe it was a shock.
You can't go into the draft not having anybody.
Because Cousins had no idea. So I do believe it was a shock thing that he was there.
Yeah,
so
he was there. It was
like,
like, wow, he's still here. You know what I mean? It just failed. It just failed that way. So that's my opinion on that one. But y'all gonna see. That Michael Penix Jr. is a dog. You know what I mean?
He is.
The only person I told Dwayne this, and we'll go to the topic right there. Only thing I said about him was, I would have, if it was me, I would have picked Rome, the wide receiver out of Washington, because he's the one who went the next pick. But then I remembered that they've got the receiver in free agency. So that's probably why they felt like they didn't need another number two, because they already got one. You know what I mean? So I was like, when I remember that, I was like, okay.
London already,
and you went to your future. So
Well, we'll wait 3 years to see if you're right.
Yeah. Might be 2.5. Kirk Cousins come off Achilles injury. He's on the clock.
And 2 more losing seasons.
All right, man. So listen, Donald Trump said that black people can relate to him because of the legal troubles that he is going through. Selective policing or whatever type of deal. And he said that black people should vote for him because they can relate to him because of this. So Stephen A. Smith agreed to it, and then he came back and he did apologize to the black community. He said that his words were taken out of context.
Misconstrued.
The thing about context is usually when they're taken out of context is when they're written and not spoken. Being that it was spoken, but we'll get into that. So the questions, do you think he was right or wrong when agreeing with Trump? Do you think he should have apologized? And then he did a video saying that people are now calling him a sellout because he going against something that other black people believe in. So do you think that this makes him a sellout?
Which one you want me to go at first?
Let's go with first, do you think he should have apologized?
Not if you mean it. I think he should have given an explanation. And I think his explanation, I listened to it, and I can see what he was saying, but I was a little bit offended. Well, I was a lot offended when Trump said it, but it was offensive when he even backed it up, because there's nothing that's happened to anybody that can compare to slavery. So from that standpoint, no. But the point that I agree with him with is how if you could say you're conservative, all of a sudden every black person just think, yo, you're a sellout, you this, you this. No, the sellouts are those people that kill us. You know, the infecteds that kill us, destroy our reputation, the ones that sing rap songs that deteriorate the morals of our... I'm just conservative. That doesn't mean you're Republican. Just because you're conservative, some of these people thumping Bibles should be a little bit more conservative. But so from that standpoint, I understand what he was saying, but there's no way he should have stood with what Trump said. That was no different from when Joe Biden ate chicken or said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. They're the same boat. That's all I got.
Okay. He answered both questions? Yeah. Okay. So, I was trying to see what she said.
No. Number one fan, stay out of this.
It's too late. She gonna jump right in on that.
You turn the phone over.
Yeah, he turned it over. How could he read it? So, listen. I think Stephen A. I like Stephen A. A lot of people don't like Stephen A. I like him. You know, I don't agree with everything he says, and you know, I think the biggest mistake he made was even remotely going with any kind of quote that dude said. You know what I mean? It's like if you asked me that question, if you'd have related it to him, I'd have been like, listen, I don't agree with nothing this dude said. I think he's an idiot for saying such things. That was really disrespectful to say that, and it really, to me, just disrespectful to us for him to say that we relate. So what you trying to say?
Exactly.
What you trying to say? Now, had he rephrased it and said, however, you know what I mean, we are treated this way, or we are
different. He could have had
different,
the
you know?
speaking point, yeah.
But don't, and they sucked him in on that jump. You know what I mean? So yeah, it took out of context
hook,
because
line,
you
and sinker to
you
the
took
bottom of the lake.
Yeah, that's what you did. That's what you did. You should never roll with that jump. You know what I mean? You should never roll with that in the first place. So,
but that's what he typically does when he gets on something. He'll go on a long tirade about it, and then he's
and he's
this ain't
somewhat
basketball.
cocky now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
This ain't
Stephen
basketball,
Stephen A. is good at answering a question with a long answer, and you actually lose sight of what the question was because he gives you so many different things. I do believe that he should have came with an explanation, like you said, afterwards. You know, given even in the point of giving his reasons of why you feel. First off, like you said, he shouldn't have agreed with anything that dude said. But since you did, give your reasons why you feel. You know, give the parallels.
Well, he actually did in the follow-up.
He did in the follow-up? I didn't see the follow-up. I saw the one where he talked about he was on this show, he was on that show. You know, but then when he got on this show and said what he said, but I was thinking, you know, you didn't say what you said on the other shows that you said on this show. You know, and I'm a Stephen A. fan too. I and like you said, he has gotten cocky.
He has.
Boy, he be shucking and jiving like a mug now, boy. I mean,
I don't think, but you know, I think his comeback, his rebuttal was good. It explained it. If you're gonna have a clear and open mind, what he basically said was what you just said. He came back and said, "Hey, look, I was wrong to compare the two, but as an African American, you can identify with the police mess with you out of something other than what you did." You know, but you know, Trump is basic. Trump does a lot of bonehead shit, but I'm not a fan of Trump's. I'm conservative. I like some of the things that'll come about financially wise, but I can't rock with Trump in a lot of areas because of his mouth and some of the things he's done. So for Stephen A. to even insult someone that's dear to us and put them two together was wrong. But I understand what he's saying about, like if like Candace Parker. Everybody attacks
Candace Owens.
Yeah, Candace Owens. Everybody attacks that woman simply because if you listen to what she says, it's just like a lot of people. They can't get over Farrakhan saying white-eyed devil, and they don't hear anything he says after that. She's the same way. They see a black woman married to a white man that's conservative, and they attack her right off the bat. A lot of what she says is exactly what we need.
Well, let me jump in on that now.
Turn that fan off.
I will say this about her in comparison. Candace Owens had found out that she's actually black because she forgot. And they
she just said something about Jews.
No, they reminded her that, oh, by the way, you are black. When she got fired, when she didn't think she could be touched. Remember, she just got fired. And as she got fired, all the stuff started happening on that show, you know, with the Jewish guy, you know what I mean? They kind of reminded her, oh, by the way, you know what I mean?
Well, see,
you know, so now, because she actually said something the other day, and I think I shared it with y'all, that it was like, dang, where is that person at? And then when she was on the Breakfast Club, I actually enjoyed some of the stuff she said. She's not dumb by no stretch of the imagination. She's extremely intelligent young lady. You know what I mean? But she got blinded by either the payola or the husband. I don't know what it is, but she's gotten blinded because she said some really ignorant stuff in the past. You know, and now she's like jumping back on the bandwagon of, oh, let me make sure I'm black. You know what I mean?
Nah, she's always done that.
No, she hasn't. No,
she's
MJ.
always,
she's
always done that.
She's done some. She said some insulting things
I agree that
about our folks in the past.
I 100% agree with her, but she's also said some stuff that was on point. And she did not get blacklisted because she said something about whites that upset them. She made a comment about Gaza, the genocide. She mentioned the word genocide and Jews in the same sentence. In Israel, and that's what got her kicked off that show. So that's what happened. It didn't have nothing to do with anything else, and that was it actually helped her because the show's numbers are picking up. I just think that anytime somebody says black conservative, they're already typecast as, oh, you're turning against us. No, we want to see what's best for us as a people, and continuing to get handouts because a lot of us don't need it. A lot of us are self-motivated, but some of us have shat. And now we lay down in and do snow angels. And it says a bad thing because it's not poor black people. It's the individuals amongst us that prey on ourselves. They don't go to Buckhead or somewhere outside of their neighborhoods to rob, rape, and pillage and kill, And so that's what she's pointing out. If you look at, just go back to Chicago. I met Chicago a lot. But last year was a low in homicides, 575. Other than that, it averages almost 600. Mm-hmm. And we've had a black president, we've had white presidents, we have Democrat, and we have Republican. And until we get about change, think about it. What would happen if you had 600 or 575 white people die in Chicago? How quick could they fix it? How quick would it be fixed?
Immediately.
Nobody came up with a solution. Obama didn't try. Bush never tried. That's how long it's been going on. Nobody tried. The only person that came up with a solution and he was shot down, well, I won't even say his name because I know I'll be blackballed. But
did he really come up with a solution?
No, the solution was put a National Guard in there. That would have been a solution.
That's why he didn't do it.
He was shot down as soon as he said it.
So what do you think would have happened if President Obama tried to do it?
That's what I was going to ask.
I think it would have worked.
Heck no.
I was going to say, do you think he tried it and got shot down?
They would never.
Well, we haven't heard about it.
They don't.
I'm just saying,
and like I know, they're way more concerned. Nothing in Chicago is gonna make them money. That's why whatever that new budget is, they sending over across the water again for this war that we have nothing to do with. You know what I mean? Because those are things that profit this country.
Until
they
we
can
make
care
them
less
earn
what happens
our vote.
in our backyard. They can care less.
But until we make them earn our vote or let them know they can lose our vote, they're not gonna take care of us. They're not. And I'm not talking about throwing trinkets or promising this or promising that. Real change, taking care of inner city school systems, things of that nature.
Microphone.
Why you doing it? Frank said it's ridiculous. Nothing wrong with being conservative. Being an idiot is something different. Then he think he doubled down and tried to post the links to justify his reasoning. He has to know better.
No, my question to you, MJ. So what did Trump do in his 4 years for black people? If he progressed us as a race. And he had 4 years too. What did he progress our race?
I'm not even looking at it that way. The way I look at it
no. Because if you're willing to vote for him now, because he already lost, so now he's rerunning. Let me say this. I'm saying you're willing. I didn't say you were. I said you're willing to vote for him, and I'm asking you, why would you be willing to vote for somebody who showed you in 4 years he did not help your race? He did not earn our vote in the 4 years. He had the opportunity to do it too, just like Biden had the opportunity to do too. So I'm not saying neither one of them are good, but I'm telling you that if you're saying you're willing to re-vote for somebody who already showed you that they're not going to do anything for you, what changed? Why are you willing to do that? Because he already showed you he's not going to do anything.
It's not about willing to do it. What I like is the fact when he's in office, it makes us more aware of what's actually going on. I think that there's not been that much black cohesiveness since we're trying to get Obama elected.
But I disagree
Okay, so I'm
because
saying
we
that my
got
whole
him.
thing
We
is this,
got him.
though. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
The issue I have with us as a people, I think we're just like the Cubans in Miami. We're separating like that. The haves and the have-nots. And the haves like to think that, okay, yeah, this, and this. They're free thinking because they don't have the same issues. The issues in the hood is education. The American dream is lost to them. And when you're giving somebody something for nothing, and it's not enough to succeed, it's just enough to survive. Okay? And I think that needs to change. I don't care who does it. I don't care if it's a zebra gets elected. A zebra will do better than either party as far as I'm concerned, because I just don't like the fact if you're going to get dick down, and let's let it be a new dick.
Well, again, the point being, that guy could care less about our community.
Exactly,
He
that's my point.
does and says things to trigger us. You know what I mean? Such as that ridiculous comment about we relate to him. Because some people are like, oh, yeah, well, we do go to, you know, man,
My point is, if it gets so negative, my point is, if it gets so negative, people start bringing about change. Okay, look at the city of Atlanta. That I can speak on.
It's not going to bring about
change. They
change.
didn't have enough. Change is when we organize enough to where we will support black businesses like Jews will support Jews, whites will support whites, Chinese do Chinese. As soon as you say black meeting, all of a sudden it's casting a negative light.
But
okay?
my question is, I agree
about
with you. I'm saying this though. What about him brings us together? That's what I'm asking. What about what does he do to bring us together?
This is what happens.
That's what Stephen A. Smith is talking about.
This is what happens now. We get a shit sandwich from America, but it's got lettuce and tomatoes on it, and we have a certain segment of our society that will consume it readily. Okay? Republicans gonna give you a slice of bread and a cup of shit with a spoon. You're still eating shit. My point is, if it gets so negative, it'll cause certain people to say, you know what? I do need to change. Because anything that's with us, because some people say, oh, it'll never change. We'll always be this, we'll always be that. No, because if Africans can come over, if everybody else can come over and succeed in first generation, we can do it, but we can't keep on growing the black middle class, nobody getting to the top, and we leaving other people behind, because if you don't educate them, they'll never know.
So you basically saying that if it gets bad enough, people will start recognizing it and galvanize together.
Exactly, because you got to look at it. Black politicians, I'm not saying all, a lot of black politicians, particularly the ones that have been elected in Atlanta, they look out when it comes voting time, but no other time. Okay, they built a big, I retired about 3.5 years ago now, 3 years ago. Never had a park the size across from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Huge park, literally covered almost 2 city blocks. That wasn't necessary for the 30 years prior to it, when it was all black. When gentrification came, it changed. All these charter schools that Atlanta public school system puts in the neighborhoods that weren't there before the gentrification came. That's what I'm talking about. Where Grady High School, the black teachers that live in Atlanta, everybody, including the politicians, including people in the cab, sent their kids to Grady High School, which is not Midtown High School, because they knew that other than Mays, the other high schools weren't good enough for them, their kids. So they shipped them off. But they throw things at people when the vote came around, but they would not look out for them. Look when the Beltline came in, took all those people out. Other cities, white cities, when they shut down projects and the gentrification comes, they have grandfather clauses. So old people's taxes won't be increased where they lose their houses. You know what happened in Atlanta? Because I was going to the MPUs when I was still on the department. They would come out and they hand out paperwork so you could submit it to go. Anybody that's worked the zones in Atlanta knows the only MPUs that pretty much have a large following is Zone 4, which is a rich black area, and white areas. All these people lost their houses, and groups, holding companies came in and bought these people out, showed up their house, wrote them a check for $50,000, $60,000. The houses were paid off. A lot of people are losing their homes because they didn't set it up where their taxes would not increase. Kirkwood area included.
Caller. Caller, go ahead and state your name, or if you don't want to state your name, You ain't got to do that, but go ahead and speak your piece.
So this is the supreme uncle.
Oh, snap. That's the supreme uncle.
We had to call in because I did not want to send in a note on this situation, and I had to put the afterthought in its place, along with Stephen Smith, along with Candace Owens. Now, Asacop, you and I agree on certain things dealing with the black community and the weaknesses in our black community. I will support what you're saying in those regards. But most of the things that you talk about weakness is all because it's our weakness. It's not a weakness of other people. It's a weakness because we're not doing what we need to do. The thing that you laid out about education is true. We allow our school system to go to pot because we don't step up to the plate. Now, those are the things that you and I agree on. But the thing about Trump and his Republicans, you and I are 100% apart. Trump didn't do shit for black people. Republicans don't do shit for black people. And you should stop fronting for them just like Stephen A. and all the other people. Because they don't do a damn thing for our people. Nobody can tell me what Trump had done. You tell me, what have Trump done for black people in Atlanta? What about those 5 projects that he was supposed to have put together in Atlanta by those sellout infraternal ministers who funded for him? Now, one of those have been built. Now, I live in Baltimore. People that Uncle Tom, Ben Thompson up here, for a parking lot, a vacant parking lot to do some work. That damn the parking lot is still vacant. They didn't do shit there. They came there, they did the press conference, they walked away. Now one damn bulldozer has been there. And I always think about people who fought for Trump and give these damn excuses. You people need to talk to your black folks in Atlanta. Because I say this over and over again. How the hell you gonna support a man who tried to put 5 black boys in prison who was innocent, and to this day he won't apologize for it? How you gonna support a cracker who would not let black people live in his hotel and apartment? He had 5 discrimination cases against him, and that's a matter of record. You can look it up yourself. How you gonna support a cracker who wouldn't let black people even work in his damn casino and publicly said he didn't trust black men? You're a black man. He wouldn't trust your ass with nothing. He wouldn't trust your ass to do a damn thing. So how you gonna support a man who told black women in their faces that he did not think black women was that beautiful, and that's why black women never won the damn thing under his control for only one black woman that won, but he had the rest of us found out. The man said he couldn't stand black women, and he said it publicly. And the man himself has always said about slamming our heads up against the top. He wasn't talking about white people. He was talking about us when he said it. This man has never done a damn thing for black people who don't like black people, and he was saying it. He is called the place where your ancestors came from a shithole. Yeah, now I can go on and on and on. I can talk about this son of a bitch forever. And you black people in Atlanta and everywhere else who keep running to this man, who keep coming in with lame ass excuses, just like Stephen A. Smith did, and he was torn apart by Augustus, Cobra, and a whole bunch of other people. He broke every single thing down. I think it's all of you. About all the things that he said wrong on that show. I charged that son of a bitch for $5,000 to debate me. And what happened? Nothing. And I told all you fraternity brothers to get on the Q's ass and have this damn suspended. Y'all didn't do a damn thing. That's why I said Malcolm X was right about fraternity. Y'all didn't do shit. And y'all just look for good, have parties and stuff like that. Y'all be on something else more than that. Get on his ass and make him put a price for what he did. You see what I put on my Facebook page? Come on, man. After talk, I love you. I do love you. Because you and I do have good points. But brother, you got to get off this Trump Republican bullshit wagon. I'm gone. I got to go to bed. Y'all piss me off.
We agree on a lot of things that's missing in the black community.
Thank you for the time.
Things of that nature. But what I'm saying is, and I tried to say it earlier, and I'll just be straight up blunt with it. I'm tired of seeing black kids dying at the hands of other black kids. I'm tired of seeing poverty that exists that's not going to change. Pretty soon we're going to be the permanent underclass in America. You have whites, Latinos, us, and then others. Those others are Asians, Southeast Asians, Pacific Islanders. Okay, pretty soon we're going to be number 4, and we're going to be a permanent underclass for the commercialized prison system in America unless something changes. I would rather see us uncomfortable for 4 years where we get galvanized and start demanding things of our politicians. Because right now, they get our votes and we get very little on the dollar. Trump at least gave the HBCUs. So all I'm simply saying is I agree with it. I'm not saying the Republican Party is going to do anything for us. I would like them to do nothing for us. And that's the same thing the Democratic Party does. So it'll get so damn bad that some people will reach between their legs, grab their ears, and pull their heads out and try to do something positive for the black community. Okay, we're the only ones. Okay, if somebody comes on and says something derogatory, it's fucked up that they'll be banned on white stations but still played on black stations. From that to any single thing that's out there, you can talk about killing a black man every day. You can show somebody getting gunned down as long as they're black. You say anything about the Israeli-Gaza conflict and the genocide and things that are occurring over there, and I'm pro-Israel, but I'm not pro-genocide and the killings that have been going over there. You say something about that, you're blackballed. You're kicked off. I'm pro-black to the standpoint I would rather see people suffer for 4 years and pull their heads out their ass and say we can do it and start servicing black businesses, start getting back involved with going in the military and getting trades. But right now, we have a whole lot of us that are stuck in a rut that have lost, they're disillusioned by the American dream because America hasn't done anything for them. So I would rather see us pained and come about and pull our heads out our ass to stay in the same rut. And they keep on letting the borders come open and we get pushed further and further away. It's a big dose. Those guys in Chicago could give a fuck about Trump. But you know why they're in it? And saying, okay, I'm gonna vote Republican this time because they want to change, because they see that everything that wasn't given to them, it's being given to people that don't pay taxes.
They're being pulled in, MJ, from the same sucker move. He had 4 years to do it and didn't do anything.
I'm not even saying he's doing it.
Listen, no, he talks a good game. So now you're saying they're going to galvanize. They didn't galvanize the first 4 years. What happens is people start doing the shucking and jive routine. Those politicians are going to dance whoever's there. They're going to dance with it. And then we know the Democratic Party has never pulled up their cojones, and they don't do nothing that the Republican Party are vultures. They don't care. They go at you. The Democratic Party will be sitting back and trying to still make peace. They want to take.
I don't want peace.
But I'm saying is
peace doesn't work.
What you're asking
peace
for,
gets a large part of our population in part.
What I'm saying is what you're asking for is, I don't think it's reality. What would actually happen?
I think it would.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's not reality. And we hear what Numbnut says, but we don't go back and say, do the fact checks of, did he do that? He said all this stuff about HBCUs, but it didn't happen. He says he's going to do all this stuff. It doesn't happen. He just talks a good talk because he wants to vote, and we don't do enough homework to go back and fact check to see actually what happened. And that's what happens, and that's what's going to happen again if people keep falling for this okie doke. This dude is a con artist at its highest level. He's like a con artist at his highest level. And that's all he's doing again. He's making people feel a certain kind of way and galvanizing them.
It's not even,
you know
what I mean by galvanizing.
And Chick-fil-A and them and all this other BS. You know what I mean? But
my whole point
jiving,
is not galvanized behind Trump and the Republican Party. If we get shitted on enough, there's that certain segment of our population when it when you're not cool anymore if your pants sagging, when you're not cool if you're carrying a gun, when you're not cool if you're killing somebody, and the whole neighborhood says, no, we're not gonna have that in our neighborhoods. When it gets uncomfortable being on welfare, when the rent's so high, and there's only so many Section 8 vouchers, like it's becoming in Atlanta, and nobody has places to live, and they start demanding things of a government, and the government tells them, like the Republican probably will do, deuces. Okay, what are they gonna do? They're gonna galvanize, they're gonna start getting political, just like everybody tried to rally behind Black Lives Matter, and Black Lives Matter was a white-run organization with somewhat fucked up ties, we found out later on. What would happen if the black churches started saying, hey, look, we need to set up soup kitchens. Hey, look, we need to make sure, we need to get more politically involved instead of being worried about their tax-exempt status.
Number one, say read the Time magazine article.
How much time we got?
We probably over. Let me just read this real quick. You start over. Read the Time magazine article. He said zero about helping anyone other than himself. Frank said, look at what just happened in Louisiana. Did they help black folk in Baton Rouge? They just created their own city and left black folks behind. Pay attention. Did you also read the toxic phone company wants to locate in St. Parish? Said the pea grabber didn't build the wall either. Another one of his lies. He would see some Bibles and gold sneakers, nothing more. Look at all the military leaders who finally spoke up like they had a pair. Finally, I work for General Miley. I respect General Miley. I have zero respect for 45. So what's your platform, cop, to solve these issues? Say you done pissed them off. The slime wants us to kill each other. He didn't give the HBCU. That's what I said a minute ago. Unc said, who is to blame for having kids you can't afford? Nor did he give anything to the black farmers.
No, the black farmers already have it. There's a Farm Act. USDA has Black Farmers Act. We should take more it's Minority Farmers Act. We should take more pride and go for that more. Who goes for it now, and especially Louisiana, is the Vietnamese. Go for it a lot, and they also have the women's farming thing, and a lot of LGBTQ groups get in and get that free federal money or pennies on the dollar federal money to buy a farm and operate a farm. I know about that. My family farms.
All right, man. There's a lot that we can. Yeah, we got to go to commercial. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Low.
And that's a cup. Just
we'll be right back. So would you date a woman that like other women? But okay. All right.
Oh, me. We get the best of what? Come on now.
No,
that's like that's like saying that you not gonna agree to a poly. So you one woman, that's it.
For me in relationship,
but you can have one more. You and your girl in the club and see a good looking woman. You want to slide on it. Your girl not insecure and she wanted to. Come on, man. No.
If I see a future with a lady, I prefer for her to be heterosexual. That's just cool me though. Too. Like that's just me. Like, but
if she like pretty women,
I look at different because when you start muddying up the water, and then the next time that girlfriend go out, you don't know what she messing with.
It got to be boundaries. It got to be levels.
comments.
Yeah, we're gonna move on from that one. We thought about keeping it going. We're gonna move on from that one. I don't even know if we have a show long enough to talk about that type of stuff, but we're gonna come back to it at one time or another. But right now, what we want to get into, recently there was a interview on another podcast that y'all are following, which you should be following us the same way you follow that one. Can children be racist? And I'm talking about children ages 9 and below. You know, when a child has only lived 8 years, you figuring what, out of 8 years, 4 of those years, they're actually forming a personality or whatever. You know, is it enough time for them to actually form that kind of hate or dislike for another race? If a child is just repeating words or behavior that they've seen or heard, does that make them responsible as in being a racist? What do you think about that? What y'all think about it?
You want first?
I want to comment on some of these comments.
Look,
first,
no.
All right, I won't get on it because number one fan, we're gonna throw a bunch. It's minorities, USDA minority farmers grants. They've been in effect for the longest because farmers in Louisiana, the South, when white farmers were given grants not to grow stuff, subsidies, they didn't allow black farmers to take part in that. My grandfather was one of them. Okay, so when white farmers were paid not to pay corn, they planted whatever other crop, peas or whatever, and they got paid twice from the crop and also from the government. That's why minority grants are in place, and they also have it for women. But getting back on topic, I think children are taught racism. I didn't say Trump gave it, by the way. Children are taught racism in their surroundings. And a kid can be racist as soon as he can learn and deal with it. Children can definitely be. I've been on scenes where a 6-year-old is using the N-word or is negative in a rage.
And with them using the N-word, do you think they knew what they was doing at 6 years old?
Oh, they know what it means,
yeah.
Yeah, I agree, you know, and everybody just chimed in the same way, you know, all that's learned behavior, you know what I mean? And so if you're around your mama, your daddy, your uncles, your cousins, all they do is the N-word every time, and they directing it at people, and they TV, we tired these N-words being on in front of the screen, we tired, and the kids hearing that stuff, you know, they just absorbing all of it. Now, do they have to? Are there some who might still feel like they don't agree with it because, you know, that black kid sits beside them every day and they have a good time together. You know what I mean? In school, they don't understand, you know, but they can definitely be taught it. And, you know, and I know you're referencing, I guess you're talking about the Amanda Seals interview. But yeah, you know, I think they definitely can be racist. It's unfortunate they can be at that age. But, you know, it's that learned behavior, man. When you're around it.
Yeah, going on the interview, it was Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp, and Amanda Seals. And Amanda Seals was talking about how she went on a group outing with some kids to Disneyland, I think it was, at Disney World, one of them, I get them confused. But she was saying that some of the kids, the white kids, were calling her nigger, you only here because you're black, all that type of stuff. And Shay Shay said, well, that's just kids being kids, that they're not racist because they basically, he was saying they hadn't been living long enough to know what racism is. Mm-hmm. She came back with, well, in regards to the 7 Arkansas, the school, when they got busted to school and all the kids was shouting at them on everything. Mm-hmm. Shannon said, well, they were older, you know, they were in high school. Mm-hmm. We're talking about elementary school, you know. High school, yeah, I could see someone forming a hate, again, learned behavior. I think all of it is learned behavior, but
they didn't just start in high school.
Yeah, those didn't just start in high school.
It was in middle school.
But somebody that's at elementary, you feel that they could get enough. Because racism to me is hate.
Mm-hmm. But you're taught hate. Listen, when kids first go to school, when they're kids on the playground, they don't recognize nothing, but it's a kid having a good time. They don't recognize until they're told. You know what I mean? They don't see kids just be playing, man.
And that's my point. If they're just playing, if they're told that, they're just repeating it. It's like some kids repeat curse words. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're just saying it because they heard somebody else say it. But once they actually learn what it is, then that's when you actually can.
But you got to really question at what point do they like they're like
yeah. I want to get to that
There's
too.
some little sample now of people I seen on one of the social media things where they'll put the child in the bathroom with a camera and say all the cuss words you want to say right now, get out your system. And the kid go in the bathroom and cussing up a storm, and you can see what they're saying and how they're saying it. You know what I mean? They knew the connotation, what it was supposed to be for.
I wish I had done that when I was a kid. Instead of having to sneak around and curse, I could just go in the bathroom and curse all I wanted to.
Good night,
that would have been nice.
I think
Good night,
between social media and the church failure, I think that pretty much anything now from 6 on, they're aware of what they're saying. They may not know the harm and hurt that it causes, but they're used to somebody they love doing that. Like if your mom loves donuts, you're going to love donuts because you ate them and tried them.
Right.
But if your mom teaches hate or says, you know, F that black person, F that white person, you're going to tend to lean that way unless something happens in your life to make you not feel that way.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think someone that is a racist can all of a sudden not be a racist?
Well, that's what Biden said.
I didn't ask about Biden. Do you think that somebody at 14 could be a racist?
That wasn't number one, man. That was Frank.
Can be a racist and then later on in life
Trump also
end up with a best friend that's black or Puerto Rican or whatever.
I think it's possible. If you let Christ in your heart, I think anything can change at some point.
I think it's just simply, you know, as everything is learned, you know, if you grew up and was taught a certain thing and then all of a sudden, and it's happened, you know, I remember being in college and Frank, you remember, we had a white guy was across the hall from us, you know, and everything about him, when you look at him, hear him talk, you know, it seemed like, you know, it looked like he said nigga all the time, you know what I mean? But when we got to know him, you know, now, like I remember one time, you know, they urged him on, hey man, tell us some of the racist jokes that they say back at home, you know what I mean? He was like, really? You know?
Scared as hell.
He was scared, yeah. You know what I mean? But he was telling us how we found out about moving Africans rapidly through Atlanta, was how they called martyr. You know what I mean? It was all, you know, but
Wait,
if they
you can't go past that because I'm not from Atlanta. I've been here for a long time.
Yeah.
MARTA stands for what's standing
That's
for
what they were
what?
saying. It's
moving
an acronym
Africans
for-
rapidly through Atlanta. That's what they.
Yep.
Listen, I was a little while ago, years old, when I found I've never heard that.
That's what white folks used to call it. They said moving Africans rapidly through Atlanta. That's why they don't want
And that's
MARTA
why
in their
Mark
areas.
Gwinnett wouldn't let it in.
Yeah.
None of the outlying counties would let it in.
Bruh,
Scotty,
I
yeah,
promise you,
Scotty.
that is the first time I've heard that.
Yeah.
But when they
When I was in
around
high
you-
school, the KKK used to have rallies on Stone Mountain.
Oh my God.
yeah. Shoot, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't learn about Stone Mountain until I moved here. And that's one of the reasons why I can count the times I've been to Stone Mountain on one hand.
he was from Cummings. That's
in
right.
regards to, you know, what they did in Stone Mountain back in the day and all that type of stuff. I used to step on my deck and look out and see Stone Mountain. And I've never been to Stone. Seriously, the only time I've been to Stone Mountain, I got paid to go. It was a work thing.
I mean, we got one, Brandon. Brandon tells all the time about how racist his family is.
Yeah.
He tells you.
Yeah.
His family's they start racist. But he married to a black woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it doesn't have to be. You know what I mean? But if you get around the right surroundings, the right people, and realize that, whoa, you know what I mean? And you're actually taught who we are and what things, you know what I mean, and what this is really about, then yeah, I think you can. You know, I think it's rare, and it's probably still gonna be embedded in you somewhere. You know what I mean? You know, like I think Fred Sandy always say they had a white boy. Oh, you ready to say it, ain't you? You ready to say it, ain't you? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, when his daughter was married. I mean, his daughter-in-law was married to the white dude.
Oh yeah, Rodney.
Rodney.
Rodney. Yeah, Rodney.
Yeah, so I think it's there. He's a Forsyth police officer. I didn't know that. But yeah, he was a good old boy. You know what I mean? But and he came a good old boy town. You know what I mean? But it would end up being cool as a fan. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I think it's possible. But it's unfortunate they taught that jump.
Yeah, I feel it's taught more now, and I think that more. I don't know if to say more, but I think there's a lot of. I mean, I've said this many times. If you go wherever they're cruising, people are cruising with the cars, music blasting. You will see white kids riding, blasting more rap music.
Oh, 100%.
And I would say out of 10, you might see one black guy that's actually blasting something rock and roll or something like that. I think it's an old guard that's still out there holding on to it.
Hold on to what?
Racism.
Oh, so you think it ain't changed that much? America's still segregated.
Oh no, I didn't say that. I just said that there is still an old guard that's holding on to it. I ain't say it's not segregated. It's still segregated.
I think it's a new guard, and there a lot of people.
I don't think the new guard is as strong.
More acceptance of it, and when you're out of major cities. But if you go anywhere outside of Metro, and even in Metro Atlanta, how Cobb County police were for a while. I mean, they get called on that all the time.
I try. My kids went to a predominantly. Well, started off predominantly white school.
Most of them do around here.
Yeah, they started infiltrating. And I tried my best not to, I would be cautious of saying racial things around them. Because I knew they were going to school with a lot of white kids, you know what I mean?
Same here.
They hung out with a lot of them, you know what I mean? So I would be cautious because I didn't want to give them that indication that I was, because I'm not racist. But it was amazing to me when they started coming to me and saying some of the racial things that was going on in school and how people, you know what I mean? So it just lets you know it's never going. It's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's there, and they would see it without me even having to tell them. They would see it and start having those conversations.
Yeah, same thing with my son. He was at a predominantly, like you said, started out predominantly white out there in Hiram, and he didn't understand it. He heard them saying certain things and he laughed along with it because he didn't know any better. Until I caught him on I don't know if it's IG, some type of little chat they had going on, and I heard these people speaking, and I looked over in his phone and saw the people that were speaking. I said, "Oh, bro, you got to hang that up. Let's talk." And told him about it. And after he had conversations with these other kids, not all of them, some of them actually, it surprised me, they actually looked into it and they apologized to him, it blew me away. Not all of them. Now, I would probably say out of 5, maybe it was 2 of them. They apologized to him for what they were saying and what they were doing. They didn't know any better. They just thought that was what they were supposed to do because, as you said, they were taught that. And how old was T then? I think he was about 10 or 11 years old, something like that at that time.
It's still here because I've seen it and felt it in law enforcement when
I felt it a little
working
while
in
ago.
task forces and you go
talking about? I felt
outside
it at Quick
of
Trip.
Metro Atlanta area and you're plain clothes and we're walking through the jail and I stopped to get some water and there's white officers also plain clothes. We're all in the same unit. We're walking to the front. We're getting ready to do a detail in the county. I'm not gonna say the county, but another sheriff. But he had to yell out real quick. What the fuck is he yelling for? About 3 deputies were running towards him. He says, "No, he's with us. He's with us."
Really?
But
Because he was drinking out of a certain water fountain?
No, I was.
He was in plain clothes.
Oh, okay.
But why would they feel that way if it wasn't in the hearts? Because we're in the jail. I didn't have a jail suit on. But, and it's just a lot of things. I've been in the federal building and we're on the Osodef case in the AUSA, assistant U.S. attorney that was handling the case, who was always used to seeing me and, tack gear. We go to meetings because we normally just did a detail or getting ready to do arrests. And I got on the elevator and I spoke to her one morning and I was suited up because we're getting ready to go to trial and she didn't speak to me. Now I'm in a suit.
I remember you told us that story.
I'm in a suit, and she didn't. And I ragged her ass out every time I saw her about that, just joking with her and made her uncomfortable. But that's part of the things that you get, particularly when you start moving up and you're around when it's more of a all-white setting, you're the only black. You see how they stop talking when you walk into the room sometime and, But
this is why I've said this when we first started this podcast 3 years ago or so, when we started talking about education and we had the teachers and the principal on and all that stuff, because it's learned behavior, this is why it pisses me off that people like the Satan can get away with what he's doing in some of these other Republican states that are allowing the education system to be changed even worse than it already was.
Whitewashed.
Completely whitewashed. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that we're saying it's learned behavior, because of the fact we know that it's learned behavior, that means it can be taught differently as kids if they would take away Black History Month to make it true Black history, as opposed to doing what the Satan is doing and trying to remove Black history, saying, we don't want to make our kids distraught and all that BS. No, if you taught these kids at a young age who did what's the real, you know what I mean? And it would help our young Black kids if they were taught at a young age what their history really is and where they really came from and the accomplishments of Black people. And if these white kids knew the accomplishments, true accomplishments of Black people and the true creation of the stuff in this country, then maybe as kids they would have a different view. So, because right now they got the opinion and the teaching that they are superior because everything they're taught is teaching them that they're superior. And then from the president to the this to the that to the this, they don't know all the things that were created, and the stuff that was created by Black people, they don't even discuss it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's damaging to these kids as youth. You know what I mean? So that learned behavior is where it all starts at. And it can be changed if we simply taught it as kids.
Let me ask you this, both of your opinions. Who would benefit more in regards to Black history being taught in the schools at a younger age? Who would benefit more?
Black kids would benefit 1,000 times because they would know their worth.
And then it's like
they would understand. You want to reduce crime? Teach these kids as babies who they are.
Because a lot
what they're really about.
A lot of these kids think that Obama's the first time we succeeded.
Exactly.
And Obama, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and they think that's it.
Yeah.
And if they learn early on from early age and say, there's nothing I can achieve, then they'd look at it differently when somebody's not achieving.
You will never learn in school who the first president really was. You'll never learn that. You'll never learn the Black politicians back then. You'll never learn these things.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? In schools.
And then the more time and distance you put between it, think about it, a lot of people never knew about Tulsa.
Correct.
Rosewood and all the other towns that happened at. And so there's a lot of things that people miss and that people forget about, the FBI being culpable in a lot of things that happened, because a lot of things that happened to Black civil rights leaders, they were aware of. And, the legal wiretaps of J. Edgar Hoover and things of that nature. So those type things, if you knew that, there'd be more of awareness. And that's why I want us to just to get by. Maybe, I don't care if it's Islam, Christianity, what, we need to have some type of moral basis in our communities.
Yeah.
Coupled with Black education. Because everybody talks all that pro-Black shit when something goes wrong. But a lot of the shit people talk about, I learned that growing up.
And, it's great. We talk about, the Satan doing what he's doing. Even before him, there's certain educational systems in different areas. You might get Black history, let's say 30, 40 years ago, you might have gotten Black history in some Atlanta schools. But you probably didn't get Black history in, back then, Douglasville. I know you didn't get it in North Carolina.
Well, what happens is they have a core curriculum that they must teach.
That's
and if
correct.
they don't teach those core topics and teach the same curriculum the way they want it taught, they could lose funding. That's why they don't. But there's no excuses.
To
If you
include the
look
inner
at-
city schools.
Including inner city schools, they got to teach it. So you have some teachers like
Nash.
Stone, Miss Cherry, they rose to the occasion.
Coach Nash, he
But
said it.
exactly.
Yeah.
But exactly. But, so what I'm saying is when if you took that back and every single kid got a dose of it, it'd take a while. But even if their parents are jacked up, they would see something different. They could start looking
Right.
at their family as like, damn, why you acting like that? Why don't we have this? Why aren't you getting up going to work? And then you'd also look at the people they see as heroes. They wouldn't see them as heroes. And then maybe if kids grew up having those people, the rappers would change their whole rap because they said rise to the occasion, beat, Mega Evers or whatever, and just say different things and teach it through rap. And that'd be some of the stuff, probably some of the first raps they start off rapping about. But we can't do that because of lack of knowledge, and it's not just with the parents, it's teachers also, unless they went to HBCU.
Unless you went to HBCU, that's the only place you're gonna get it. That's the only place you're gonna get any kind of true history, and which again goes back to what I always say all the time about even the election process, knowing your board of education, all the things that you can infiltrate to try to change. You know what I mean? Because it's just a sad case, man. That I just wish that we could have that true history, but they don't want that being taught. They don't want people to know that their presidents were slave owners and they had black kids, but this wasn't a relationship. They raped them women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't want to have that conversation.
I mean,
You raping little girls.
How many?
You rape them girls.
How
That's what
many
you
white
did.
Washingtons you know?
Oh, come on, man.
How many white people you know
Thomas
with the last
Jefferson.
name
Come on,
Washington?
all these great folks that we
There's not a lot of white
praise,
people with the last name Washington.
Benjamin Franklin, the whole crew, man, all of them. You know what I mean? They don't want you to know that kind of stuff. So it's unfortunate. But I still think even with all that being said, you can still there's no excuse to not teach anything. Black History Month has to be bigger than Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Harriet Tubman. We don't want to get that deep. You know what I mean? It's always going to be limited. When the kids do them projects every year, it's the same list of people.
Everybody does Martin Luther King.
Same.
It's the same list of people.
Yep, same speech.
And it's
Now it's not a bad speech, but yeah, that's the speech that all of them do.
it's just unfortunate.
That's the speech they all
But
do.
I think also would help because I think then you start actually seeing change in the white community because right now all those kids see is what their parents tell them
Right.
about blacks. And so when they see it, dude, I don't know. And they start looking at, light bulb, street light. And they see all the things that in everyday life that black people had their footstep.
But they don't know.
Thinking that they don't know.
But they don't
From
know.
peanut butter and anything else.
They don't know.
And so
telling
they
you,
don't know. They look at it differently.
Yeah, they do not know.
And then a lot of the arguments that a lot of African Americans make would change. Because right now they always want to go to the forced part of it, but dude, we were educators before we were anything else.
Which goes
Mathematics,
to why, yeah.
black.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
Shit, you had a whole school system in Baltimore failing. That's a black superintendent and a black mayor, and these people get reelected. Nobody holds them to task for that failure. Now, granted, part of it is the family structure also. So I'm not sitting up here saying blame it on educators. No, but if you start holding people's feet to the fire, there'll actually be dialogue. Right now, they're afraid to say anything about a certain segment of our population because if they say it, they think they may alienate voters. And so that's why they don't. It just keeps on getting pushed back.
All right, as Frank said, you like to think so. He doesn't understand how the Satan, a Navy officer around black people, he's extremely low opinion of blacks and killed all DEI programs, very racist. Number one said, sooner or later they show their true and real side. Mom agreed, 100%. We got to start our branding merchandise. We're going to jump on that. Black kids have no understanding of self. Facts. And this is that's from Frank. And this is why our crime rate is so high.
Black people.
This is the problem. Tennessee just passed legislation to ban DEI. Folks didn't pay attention when someone sounded the alarms in 2010. Last year they were teaching how we benefited from slavery. Yeah, by learning to trade pictures. Yeah.
Oh,
crazy.
man.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And then how all the white people all say, "Oh, go back to Africa, go back here, go back there." You know what I mean? But they don't even know where they from. Where y'all from? Where
you going back to?
Man, where you going back to? None of you from here. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? And then when black people tried to have their own communities, y'all burned it. You destroyed it. What are you talking about? But they're not taught that. They need to, these young kids need to learn that as kids. And that's the problem.
All right, y'all, listen, we're going to take this break, and we'll be back. We're going to go over some more comments. We're going to talk about Deion Sanders for a little bit, then we are going to the top 5.
No, man.
We'll be right back. I got this. So would you date a woman that like other women? But okay, all right.
We get the best of what? Come on now.
That's
like like saying that you not gonna agree to a poly. So you one woman, that's it.
For me in relationships,
one more. You and your girl in the club. You and your girl in the club and see a good looking woman. You want to slide on it. Your girl not insecure and she wanted to. Come on, man. No.
If I see a future with a lady, I prefer for her to be heterosexual. That's just cool me though. Too. Like that's just me. Like, but
if she like pretty women,
I look at different because when you start muddying up the water, and then the next time that girlfriend go out, you don't know what she messing with.
It got to be boundaries. It got to be levels.
You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rap. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Klassic Konversations with Jae Tea and Low. Klassic Konversations Conversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. Classic conversations with Jae Tea and Low. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations.
All right, y'all, we're back. Classic Conversations with Jae Tea and Low.
And that's a cop.
We're going to get into our top 5 shortly. Before we get into that, been a lot of uproar about our guy, Prime, and what he's doing over there in Colorado. I want to applaud him on getting through the non-football season with none of his players getting in any trouble out there in Colorado. If they have, we don't know about it, which is even better. But, well, I ain't going to say even better, but as well, put it that way. But, you know, with all the uproar that's going on, I know you said that it's Prime, so that's why they're talking about it.
To you before we into. Go ahead.
You know, with all the transfers in, transfers out, some pretty good kids transferring out, some kids are transferring in. Last year, 40-something thousand was at the spring game. This year, still the second best they've ever had, but of course, they want to say it's a downfall because now it's like 20-something thousand. I mean, hell, it's Colorado. It was snowing and raining. That's what I was going to say. It was snowing and raining. But you think people are on him just because he's Deion Sanders, or you think there's something there?
I think it's what the media always does us. It's if anybody black is doing something positive, they're going to pull him down. Okay, you got to look. This is a second-year college coach. Most college programs, particularly one that hasn't won, their fan base would be ecstatic, which Colorado's fan base is. Now, he puts a lot of it on himself because he's a magnet. He wants the publicity, so you got to take the negative too. But a lot of it, the spotlight he gets, it's like anything negative that they can run with, they will, or run with it to the hill. But they're not looking at it. What happens when in Alabama and Georgia, when that quarterback doesn't get the job? He moves on. Only reason they typically stick around at Georgia and Alabama in the Saban era was because they knew they were next up, and everybody, even if they got 1 year in that system, got a shot at the NFL. But you're talking about Colorado, where they went from 0-11 to being featured on national TV every single game they played, but probably the last one. He's bringing something. Okay, a lot of those kids is coming out. He's bringing in better and better players only because he's getting more notoriety. If he was Saban and had been there for a while or had a history of it other than the HBCU, he would have already had those kids come with him. So they didn't come with him. Some of the ones that were there just straight up got beat out. Instead of him saying, okay, I want to sit on the end of the bench, he sold them on their dream, and they're pursuing their dream elsewhere. That's all it is.
I agree wholeheartedly what you just said. I mean, the reality of it is, kids are transferring in rapid form from all schools. You know what I mean? Alabama, Michigan, Florida State, Ohio State. Shoot, Deion got Ohio State player y'all said earlier. I mean, that's what they're doing now. That's the times we're in. What the times we're in now is no one, especially they feel like they're that dude, no one is sticking it out. If they feel like you brought somebody in to take my spot, well, I'm out then. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then they telling you he's coming here to compete against you. What you mean? Cause you told me I'm gonna be the starter. Yeah. Well, I'm transferring. Okay. You know what I mean? And then a lot of it's money based. Mm-hmm. A lot of these kids are going to school strictly based on the NIL deal. You know what I mean? They come in strictly based on the money you can get me. And if you can't give me that money, I'm out. You know what I mean? If I'm no longer the starter at Colorado, that means my NIL deal might be affected. You know what I mean? I'm going to Kansas State, like you said, because they said they're going to get me, they're going to feature me, as a guy who came from Colorado, because you got notoriety. Mm-hmm. No one knows who you are. You know what I mean? No one would know who you are had you not been coming from Colorado. So Deion is just, hey, listen, Deion is known to be in the limelight. He's known to be talked about, good and bad. He's used to it. He's built for it. and he wants players that are gonna stick with him. You know what I mean? And he's gonna. It would be foolish of him to not bring in better talent. You know, that little running back that leaving, for example, was good, was speedy. But you can't give him the ball 25 times.
Because he's 155 pounds.
You know what I'm saying?
He was a scat back.
He was a scat back. He was a specialty player. You know what I mean? Deion knows I can't really compete. And they moved to the Big 12 now. I can't really compete in this conference with you know.
Same guys, yeah.
I got to have some other kind of players. So it is what it is, man. And then again, like I said, that NIL deal. I mean, the NIL deal is what retired Nick Saban. It's retired all these college basketball coaches. All these old school guys. It's the NIL stuff that's retiring them. And the transfer portal. They hate it.
Oh, yeah, that's why Nick left the show.
Nick Saban, you know, was used to having his third string 5-star running back
sitting on the bench,
waiting your turn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's showing you, but he was telling you, hey, but look, when it's your turn, you going to NFL. Look at who went, you know, all these guys. I mean, he had a plethora of these jokers. So, you know, but these guys are entitled now, man. It's
Plus they have all those followers
they're
on
entitled.
IG and everything else. So you're talking about a kid that's been told he was the greatest since he was in 9th grade, and he has a following, and some of them get paid from IG already, and now you put NIL on top of it, some getting paid in high school. So now you got these kids that, I'm all world, and their egos can't fit into the building.
Yeah.
Look at Rattler. Look at all the money that cost Rattler. Because they had that TV show that followed him around. He came across
QB1
asshole. And he dropped down into what? The
seventh round. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that jump was 5 years ago. They still affected. They still was coming up.
Yeah,
That's
he was
crazy.
a 5-star.
Hey, when
And
I
look at
I watched that episode. He was arrogant, and then he got suspended for the last couple of games of the year.
Yeah.
So that didn't help him at all.
And kicked off his high school team.
But let's be real. Had he performed in college at the level that the ego was there wouldn't even be a conversation.
Yeah, he went to 3 colleges? He went to Oklahoma.
But I just know Oklahoma and South Carolina are the ones I know for sure.
I think he went to 1 before South Carolina.
But you know, and he almost rejuvenated his career. You know what I mean? He was okay in Oklahoma, but Caleb Williams came and snatched the job as a freshman. You know what I mean? And you go to South Carolina, you had okay. You only didn't have enough woo moments. You know what I mean, to overlap all the other stuff. So, you know, they talk all that BS. But had he there was still a Heisman candidate, like, you know, Justin Field leave Georgia, you go to Ohio State, and you know what I mean? He was going to keep you know what I mean? Yeah. So, it's, you know, it's all about performance, man. But big shout out. I don't think we got a chance to talk about this last week. To
Dawn Staley?
Huh?
Dawn Staley?
Oh, no. Well, we already shout her out. No.
Caitlin,
to my boy getting his Heisman trophy back.
Oh, yeah, Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush getting his Heisman trophy back through all this NIL BS. I'm glad they said, well, shoot, now everybody getting paid. You know what I mean? Get it back to him. But,
Shannon said, I don't know why he gave it back anyway. Shannon said, I'd have kept it. They'd have just told me that I ain't have it, but I'd have had it in my house.
That is true.
What you got for top 5, man?
Oh, you want to give me your thoughts on the Deion?
Oh, y'all echo what I said.
Okay.
I do think there's something else going on with that one kid leaving. Again, you know.
But Carmani left too.
Him,
the cornerback left too.
Yeah,
you know?
Didn't raise him.
He didn't raise him.
You didn't raise him. But, you know, that kid had problems during the season. They was talking about him during the season.
Not showing up in meetings.
Yeah, and I was going to, you know.
Out of shape.
His dad stepping in, you know, that's what trips me out is that these parents, and I guess with social media they can. Back in the day you really couldn't because there wasn't no social media. But now you got parents stepping in and saying this and saying that. One thing I do know is that Deion Sanders has a shield of armor. That dude don't let nothing stop him.
He knows who he is. You know?
Exactly.
He don't let
nobody else
I mean, the player I coached that went to Colorado, he transferred. You know what I mean? He's going to his college tour again, you know, but he didn't say nothing negative about him. You know what I mean? He said, thank you for everything you did. I mean, come on. They know Deion. The ones who complaining were felt entitled.
Tell you what's
and they're
gonna be,
like babies.
It's going to be interesting to see this new offensive line coach that he hired has never coached anywhere, not even high school.
Well, that's interesting.
Now, that's going to be interesting.
The lines suck. They got Warren Sapp over there on defense, though.
Yeah. He going back to school. He's a undergraduate.
Yeah. That's all
he going back to school.
That's all they can give him the job.
Yeah.
That would nobody pull that off.
I wonder if he's attending class.
I know, right? And they try to bring up his past.
Hopefully
too.
he doesn't get in trouble.
He won't, man.
They try to bring up his
Sap gotta
past.
shit
So he know
together.
this is his last
He
chance.
can't be
Oh, yeah, for
in
sure,
any
for
frame
sure.
or anything.
Yeah, it's his last chance for sure. Real quick, number one said Frank from the history books distributed nationwide from Texas. Slavery was renamed a transatlantic experience. Yeah, that's what they renamed it.
That's what they
Crazy.
That's what they're teaching our kids in school.
it's
It's no longer slavery.
it's a cruise.
Cruise. They came on a cruise to get a better job.
It's a
to
cruise,
get a
yeah.
trade.
Yeah.
The transatlantic experience, and we're allowing this to go. Anyway, so top 5. Think about all the places you've been, stadiums and arenas that you've been, and or would like to travel. Give me your top 5 stadiums and or arenas, sporting stadiums and or arenas you've either been to or would like to go to.
That's good. But you got Dwayne. They be calling Dwayne Wayne on the field. You notice that? He be hollering Wayne.
I'll start it off.
I do it like Whitley. Dwayne. Dwayne. You don't even know it's just.
Number 5, Wembley Stadium.
Okay.
I've heard a lot about it. I want to go. Number 4,
Is that the one I went to?
I'm gonna go with Minute Maid Park in Houston. I want to. I've heard Houston's fun. The Astros are good. I want to go to Minute Maid Park. Number 3, Candlestick Park in San Francisco. It may be, I think, Minute Maid Park now, but the one that's right on the ocean. So when they hit the home run balls, they go out in the ocean
and
and
they
they
had the boats out there.
yeah, and they had the boats out there. So yeah, I want to go. I want to go there. Number 2, it's gonna sound weird, man. I want to go to Jerry's World, man.
Jerry World.
I want to go to
sure.
Dallas Stadium, AT&T Stadium, man. I heard it's a beautiful stadium. I heard it's a nice experience, so I want to go out there. And last but not least, and I know I can go because I met the guy this 2 weekends ago. Raider Stadium. I'm going.
Oh yeah.
So the next time I go to Vegas,
y'all with the executive up there. Huh? Yeah.
I get to go.
Yeah, man. I met the Raiders guy.
Stadium.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to that ASAP. Okay.
Yeah,
And I want to get on the field. I'm gonna catch me some passes, and I'm gonna do all the
Hey, y'all let me know when that
stuff.
trip is, bro.
Yeah. we go.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, let's see. Fenway, I've been to Fenway. Bayou Classic, Southern and Grambling. Everybody should go to that one time. Let's see. I've seen the Eagles play a bunch of times, but I've never seen them play Dallas. So I don't care where it's at. And I too would like to go see Jerry's World out there. And let's see what else. I'd like to see any English soccer club just to see that energy when they go. Because if you catch one of Atlanta's games, soccer team's games, it's electrifying when you're outside the stadium because our undercover unit was right over there in the area, and we used to hit it. It's like a roar. But I'd love to go and attend one of those games. So that's about it. And I've been to the Super Bowl, but I was there for the festivities. I've gone to 2. I want to actually see a Super Bowl. Don't matter where it's at. Wherever it's at.
Okay. You got Teasy?
I would say SoFi out there in LA. That thing looks crazy. I want to go visit that. Jerry's World also. I want to do, and I had the chance and didn't do it when I was out there. My nephew lives out there. They have a tour that you can do. You don't have to go to a game, but they have the tour that you can do out at Jerry's World. Next time I go out there, I want to do that. Vegas, yeah. What is it? Alliance Stadium, is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. I did meet the Raider director of player personnel in the Cigar Lounge. So I'm with you on that one, Dwayne. Next time it's going to happen. I promise you. Watch. My wife is going to post. Don't worry about it, baby. We're moving to Vegas. Mm-hmm. You'll get to go. She's going to post that. Mm-hmm. I've been to Yankee Stadium. Just being in that stadium back in them days, wasn't too far removed from Mr. October, Reggie Jackson, and all them days. That's when you walked in the stadium, you just felt the history. You know what I'm saying? You just felt it. Basketball, I would have to say, wow. Basketball, I would have to say, damn. Both of them, the Garden and also the Brooklyn Stadium. Barclays. It would have to be both of those. But the Garden, of course, just because of the history and, the whole Mecca thing and all the things that's happened there. And then Brooklyn because, it's Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is. I don't represent Brooklyn all the time. I don't walk around all the time like that, but that is my spot. So, those are mine. I like Phillips, man. I like that bar downstairs, and their food is immaculate. They food, when you get that seat down on the floor, their food is good. So, that would be my honorable mention. JP, you hear me? Next year, give me that ticket, homie. To get back over there again. That was a good time. That would be it for me.
All right. Number 1 got Ravens Stadium, SoFi, Steelers, Eagles, and hometown love, the Norfolk Scope and Norfolk State University Stadium. The Scope. First concert I went to, number 1 took me to see Prince. That's gonna be
my first
concert
Purple
ever.
Rain.
It was
Purple
Prince
Rain's my first
concert with Vanity 6. Guess I had to be. I think we came back from Germany, man. So
Yeah, that was a long
12, 13 years old, watching them women up there in lingerie, dancing.
Yeah, that was a long,
great
long
concert.
time.
Thank you, number 1. It's gonna always be a great memory. Frank got Berlin Olympic Stadium. Cameron for Duke versus UNC. Yeah, I know that's gonna be turned
nice.
up. MSG, Madison Square Garden, Levi Stadium, and Sydney, Australia for a rugby match.
Hold up,
Go ahead.
before you go, hey, I thought it was. I went over there last year with the Falcons when they went to London. Wembley Stadium, it's garbage. I'm just gonna give it to you. I don't know because it's not made for football. It's garbage.
Period.
Visit it, but don't let that be the top of your list. It was. I was totally surprised. The food was bad. All of it. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Just wanted to let you know that because it was bad.
Excuse me. I haven't been to Jerry World yet, so I definitely want to go there. Preferably when the Steelers play. That's when I would love to go there, flaunting my Steeler gear. Yeah. Been to SoFi, and it was dope. SoFi was probably between SoFi and Houston. Those are two of the nicest stadiums ever. Yeah. And then you got Vegas, of course. All 3 of those, man. So that's 4, including that one. And of course, I always love going to see my Steelers play. So, and that energy in that room and that stadium is just absolutely phenomenal. We got to go see the one in Greece where the Olympics was. That was dope. I think Jerry was the only one on the to-do list that I haven't been yet.
I got 2 honorable mentions.
What you got?
Number 1, I want to go to Lambeau.
Who?
Lambeau. Not when it's cold, but Lambeau.
Right.
I just want to go.
I would like to go to Lambeau.
Yeah. And number 2,
early season.
Preseason.
This sound crazy. I want to go to Camp Rondo for when the fourth quarter come and they do their jump around thing. That don't look fun. Wisconsin Stadium.
Yeah.
When they go in from the third to the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
They play House of Pain,
They
and
get
the
turned
whole
up out there.
stadium, it be moving, man.
yeah.
I said, man, that's a college atmosphere. So
That's
I want to try
college
that out.
atmosphere,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a totally different.
I want to go to
atmosphere.
Minnesota too. The stadium. I like to go there.
It's a totally different atmosphere from the pro games and the college games.
Oh, totally.
You can. I mean, it's just you can
Be ready to stand up because they do not
Them
sit down
kids
in
do
college
not sit
games.
down.
Period.
At all.
If
They
you look,
do not sit
if
down.
you don't have a front row seat, you gotta stand up because they're not gonna sit down.
Them kids stand up the
same
whole
thing.
time.
They're not gonna sit down in
Yeah,
college.
yeah.
And I like to go
college
to
stadiums
a
is crazy.
Dallas Philly game. I like to see when you go up to Philly to catch a game. I can't afford the good seats. I haven't been in a good seat unless I was. My daughter took me this year when I went to the Jets.
Yeah.
But when you go away, you can catch a good seat. But it's hard to get good seats in Philly because they show up.
Yeah,
Rain,
yeah.
snow.
I was
shit.
surprised, the Philly game the other night, the basketball game, how there
New
were
York
so
took
many.
over.
Oh man, there were so many Knicks, and they wasn't sitting up top. They were sitting right behind it. I was like, wow, that had to hurt.
That lets you know the Philly fan didn't think they were gonna win.
Yeah, because Philly usually deep. They
My aunt said Indianapolis has a nice stadium. Cowboy Stadium is nice too. Orlando. I think that's everybody.
MJ, what you got, bro?
All I got is the elections are coming up. Well, you can vote early now. Get out there and get your vote out the way. Just don't check the boxes. If you're not happy with what they're doing, particularly state court judge in DeKalb County and District 4, well, hey, change the vote. If you're not liking what's happening, nothing's changed in Fulton County. The corruption's there. You had the District 4. She had to pay out, I think it was like $1.2 million. Well, whatever it was, taxpayers' money for sexual harassment. Was having sex with her subordinate. Vote officers. That's all I got.
Copy that. Definitely voting season, as we'll say every week. Think globally, vote locally. Think globally, vote locally, and try to do it. Cause this is my goal this week. So, and I challenge everybody to do the same, man. Do a homeboy, homegirl check-in. All right. I plan on doing that this week, man. Folks I ain't talked to in a minute. Whether I call them or send them all the text message, but I'm going to reach out. Just do, some of the folks that you cool with, just ain't talked to in a while, reached out to. Because, man, every day, it seems like every day.
What you talking about?
Somebody gone. You know what I mean? And we always say, I should have. You know what I mean?
I was going to.
Yep. Reach out and touch, man. Life is just so freaking precious. And, like I said, I went to last year, every funeral I went to was someone younger than me. Every single one. So, and again, shout out to Frank and his family, man. God bless you all. It's good to see the family today. But reach out and touch, man. You know what I mean? And with the podcast, man, tell a friend, tag a friend.
Like that, bro. I'm on that vibe of if something reminds me of somebody, shooting a text. Sometimes it's too, you don't want to have a long conversation. Just shoot a text. Say, what's up? Mine's is, I always hashtag it or and I say, what's up? And I say, it's just a black man checking on you, bro. I try and do that a lot. Just had another cat dude that I know, like you said, younger than me, passed away. And I know our boss don't like us to end on this type of thing. But Carlos Coleman, you and your family, prayers are with you. When I first got into the entertainment game, doing a lot of modeling, hosting, and that type of thing, in the last 3 weeks, we've had 3 people to leave us. So that check-in, homeboy, homegirl check-in, make sure that you do it. Like I said, if you have a thought of somebody or something that reminds you of somebody, just reach on out. With me, nothing. Down in the Delta, what is it called? P-Valley. Just got booked for that Friday and Saturday.
Good deal.
Another strip club scene. Boy, I'm a good tipper with somebody else's money, boy. I know how to spend somebody else's money. So, I'll be down in the Delta again. just saw myself on oh God, I can't think of the name of it. Kingdom's Business. And forgot.
Really?
I was trying to look up the episode. I didn't even know. I was just sitting there looking at it, and I was like, wait, that looked like my goatee. There I was. The movie that I told y'all about that was out on Tubi, it came out early. It was out for 2 days, so they took it back down, but it will be back out on May 7th. Men Pray 2. Men Pray 2, T-O-O. May 7th, it will be back out. You see me up there getting my pastorship on. I'm up in the pulpit and everything, you know. So, yeah, get a chance. Check that out. And, yeah, that's going to do it, man.
Love you too, bro. Right.
Yep. Hey, Frank, I got that cigar for you, bro. You know, I ain't get to smoke a lot of them because of the simple fact that we lost. So I might have 2 for you. But, yeah, that's going to do it for us, man. Classic Konversations.
I'm sorry. Great show. Advance voting is underway. There are many judges and ballot initiatives, and redistricting has pitted Dems against each other. The GOP eliminated a black majority to give to whites. Yeah. They got the lady whose son was killed, and Macbeth. They redistricted theirs, and now they got to go against each other. So, yeah, they folk know what they're doing, man, on the back end. My bad. There you go.
Oh, but echo on what Asakop said. Not everything he said, but some of the stuff that he said. Listen, man, it's up to us to make a change. Period. Got to clean up your own backyard before you can go mess around and trying to get somebody else to come help you on the front yard. Got to clean up our own backyard as black people, as a community. Build the village again. And that's going to do it, man. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
And Asakop.
And we out. You dig?
Love you, number one fan.
With Jae Tea and Lo, you never know which way the red is go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the red. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the red is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the red is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the red. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the red is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the red is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the red is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo. You never know which way the red is gonna go. Classic Konversations with Jae Tea and Lo.
track.
The blind stares of a million pairs of eyes